Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this week's installment of the Focus TV. Joined by Raymond Lyons, Octavia Wyatt, Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Tarpe Jr. We got a lot to get through this evening. It's crazy. We're already on episode 20 of this season. Means time's going by and not waiting for anyone. We're gonna talk some NCAA tournament this week. Shocker there, right? Ray got the latest for you on the Wizards and the Go-Go. And I got a little DC United news, and rapid fire should be fun. We're gonna get to all Octavia's NFL stuff in some form or fashion through rapid fire. So you're not off the hook, Octavia. Cardell, we'll start with you. The NCAA tournament. The lens of the A10. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Everybody, unless you living on the rock, March Madness has begun. I'm gonna close out with the A10 season. The two teams that made it from the conference, Davidson and Richmond, all failed in the first week. Davidson failed actually in the first game, the first round against Michigan State in the round of 64. The Spartans behind a career high 27 points from Joey Hauser. Edged the Wildcats 74-73. Michigan State had to wrestle away control of a tight game against the Wildcats in the second half. Michigan State used a 16-3 run to go ahead for good while allowing just one field goal over a 6-minute stretch late in the game, pushing the Spartans to their largest lead at 67-59 with a minute left. Then Davidson doing what they do, desperation, started executing their will in the last minute, and they took the fight to Michigan State. And Davidson pulled within 72-70 on a three-pointer from Foster Loyer, who ironically is a transfer from Michigan State with 4.6 seconds left. Then after Tyson Walker hit 2 free throws to put the lead back up to 4, Hyun Jung Lee hit a desperation 3 for Davidson with a half-second left. And that was the game. Obviously, Michigan State inbounded the ball, ran out the clock, and they held on for the 1-point win. Davidson senior forward Luka Brockovic scored 18 points on 8 for 10 shooting to lead Davidson, and Sam Mendigan added 15 points as the Wildcats shot 48% and made 10 of 25 three-pointers. Tough loss, man. They some people will question the referees, but I knew Davidson would give them a battle, man, because Davidson's elite, man. They could have very easily, they won the regular season, they could have easily won the conference championship. But Richmond came to play, man. They just played inspired basketball. It happens. And that's the scenario when it's one and done. You know what I mean? You don't have a series. You got it all has to go down right then and there. It's just certain things with Davidson during that 6-minute stretch where Michigan State just locked them up. That's where they lost the game. You got to be able to score within that time frame. Can't go. It's hard to beat any team in the tournament, let alone a team coached by Tom Izzo. When you go 6 minutes without scoring the basket, it's just tough to do. But all in all, Davidson had a great season. They got some potential pros on their team, and I expect obviously their head coach to reload and kind of be back in the mix of things next year in the A10. On the other side with Richmond, 12 seed Richmond, they actually defeated in their first game in round of 64, 5th seed Iowa, 67-63. Jacob Gilliard scored 24 points. Tyler Burton added 18 points and 11 rebounds. And the Spiders improved their NCAA 20 record against 5th seeded teams to 4-0. That's their specialty, man. It's just something about them knocking off 5th seeds. They just get it done. Iowa guard Keegan Murray scored 21 points, and Patrick McCaffrey added 18 for the Hawkeyes. But next up, they fell big at Providence. Providence gave it to them in the second round of 32, 79-51. Noah Horschler had 16 points and 14 rebounds to lead the Friars, who was just blazing hot throughout the game. Providence had 5 players score in double figures and held the Spiders to, bear with me, 1 of 22 on 3-pointers.
Yikes.
Yeah, yeah, man. That was a tough one, man. So, all in all, man, look, and the A10 represented, they're a better conference than what people nationally give them credit for. We all know the mass media, national media focus on, but those two represented, they could have easily had a couple more teams and had they handled business in the tournament, in the conference tournament, got a couple more wins, man. But Richmond, they got a nice they got nice work ahead of them in the recruiting game because most of their team were seniors and grad students, so they were heavy in the rotation and starting, so they got a lot of work to do, man. But I want to bet against their coaching staff, man, they somehow just find a way, and that's why they always in the mix at the top of the A10. As for the rest of the field in the NCAA tournament, just notable local standouts that did their thing. Tar Heel 6'10" junior Armando Bacat posted 15 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks to help AC North Carolina defeat number 1 seed Baylor 93-86 in overtime. UNC will have a battle of the Blue Bloods when they play 4 seed UCLA later this week in the round of 16. Jeremy Roach with Duke finished with 15 points, 3 assists on 6 of 10 shooting, while freshman Trevor Kills added 12 points and 4 rebounds on 4 of 8 shooting, and Duke's win over Michigan State, 85-76. The Blue Devils will take on second seed Texas Tech next in the Sweet 16. For those that don't know, Jeremy Roach and Trevor Kills were teammates on Paul VI and Team Takeover. They just separated by 1 class, so it's good to see those youngins doing what they do at the highest level in college. And obviously, Hunter Dickinson, we spoke a lot about him on the show. Someone sent out of Michigan. He was dominant in Michigan. 11 seed Michigan went over 3rd seed Tennessee, 76-68. Dickinson led the way with the game high 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists on 8 of 13 shooting from the field. Fellow sophomore Terrence Williams played high school ball at Gonzaga, pitched in 9 points and 3 rebounds and 3-5 shooting. Michigan got a tough one. They're going to face second seed Villanova in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that's a tough one indeed. And man, I hope you guys been watching the tournament on both sides. There's a lot of people that folks expected to make runs, brackets, torched already on both
Real
sides.
quick. That's why I don't do them.
Man, in this year, like Cardo, you just brought up that stat. What did you say was Richmond? That's 4-0 against 5 seeds.
Yeah,
that's one that's crazy, and then 2, it's an everlasting reminder that those numbers every year they mean less and less and less.
Because who's doing the seeding?
Somebody who wasn't watching.
Yeah, exactly. Just watch ACC and the SEC. They just watch the high majors, the notable names. So they're not paying attention. They just go for it.
Like the first thing I thought of was Florida Gulf Coast on the women's side. Not to take up too much time. A few years back, they had the men's team where it was nothing but lobs and everything. Man, they believe in nothing but the 3 ball. And I mean, that whole live and die by the 3, they really mean it. Except you got to take them serious when they make 38 to 39% of them.
But I was watching that game like, I'm tired of them. Stop it.
I felt so bad for Virginia Tech. Like, Elizabeth Kitley went off for 42 points. It meant nothing. She was scoring, and she left some things at the foul line, but she was going crazy at 6'6". There was FGCU is a smaller team, and that's great, but they were spacing the floor, and people were knocking down threes. And if you're not used to defending a team that really, truly lives and believes in it, but the other thing is they play defense. But they had no business being a 12 seed, which was my point. They were a top 25 team. Why are you a 12 seed? Like, they won 30 freaking games. Why are you a 12 seed? Like, somebody was just like, you can go here. And Virginia Tech is like, oh, why? It made for a great opening round game, but yeah, I'm gonna start off with some notable some of the notable female athletes that are still in the tournament on the women's side that have local ties. We got NC State, Jada Boyd and Jakia Brown Turner. Jada Boyd out of VA, Brown Turner out of Maryland. First round over Longwood. Brown Turner finished with 15 points, 7 rebounds. Boyd added 12 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. Second round over Kansas State. Second round win, that is. Brown Turner with 9 points and 1 steal. Boyd with 5 points, 8 rebounds, and a block. The reason their numbers were lower in round 2, they were up by all of the points. Neither of them played more than 24 minutes. For Texas, you had Lauren Ebo and Aaliyah Mataru. I hope I didn't mess up.
Oh, yeah.
I got it? Okay, thank you so much. All right. So from DC, both players from DC. First round over Fairfield, Ebo with 10 points and 7 rebounds. Matharu, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Second round went over Utah. Ebo, 5 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Matharu went off, 14 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Notre Dame's still out here. I don't know if anybody saw, but round 2, they hung triple digits on somebody. They have they have someone from VA and Sam Brunel on their team. Sam as she's a young underclassman, still trying to figure out what stuff is, but again, she's still dancing. Team's still dancing. Second round performance, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and a block in the win over Oklahoma. UConn's AZ Fudd out of VA. First round W over Mercer, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Second round W over UCF, there was a lot of depressingly but fun defensive games being played on Sunday. You watch South Carolina and Miami. It's like someone they turned the offensive sliders to -2 and they went at it. But it was fun watching teams compete defensively like that. And UCF, y'all know I'm a UConn fan, but I try my best to be so honest. UCF has to be sick. If you hit free throws, you're still here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Be completely honest. Game plan was flawless. Free throw line is important. A lot of teams on the Metro side. The free throw line doomed so many teams. You got Jackson State. Heck of an opportunity they had before them. The little things, and unlike, and that's the one thing that's a little bit different about the women's side, the men's. The men's, everything's a neutral site for the most part. The women's side, the first 2 rounds, it's so hard to get that upset if you're the lower seed because you are in their building.
Yep.
They've been waiting for that all year. And that building might as well have been on the court for LSU. That was a 6th man of the year. It was huge for them because they went up. They were on life support, came back. It was tough, though.
Should they move it to neutral? Because I saw Skylar Diggins tweet talking about the home court advantage saved a lot of teams. And she, kind of hinting towards let's get to neutral.
I firsthand would say yes. Or if you're not going to go all the way neutral, give me like a little, like hedge the bet a little bit. Like if the top seed is going to host, you better be a 1 seed. Like I don't want to see non-1 seeds hosting. Like that's just me personally. Like if you like UConn should be playing Bridgeport. People can't get tickets. It's not fair. It's not right. It's almost like Duke or something playing in Greensboro. Like, come on, man. You think opposing fans really about to get tickets? Yeah, all right, good luck. Real quick on Maryland before we move on to get the Ray. With the Wizards and the Go-Go. Maryland's headed to the Sweet 16. They took care of business in the first round against Delaware and round 2 against Florida Gulf Coast University. One of the biggest things to take away from both rounds, especially what Florida Gulf Coast had experience, the healthiest the Terps have been all year. That trio that they had coming to the season, which they were planning on relying on, they were healthy. And they contributed heavily against Florida Gulf Coast. That's Ashley Owusu, Diamond Miller, Angel Reese. The 3 of them combined to match the number of points that Florida Gulf Coast scored in that game. And also the defense. It showed up. But the next challenge is doing it on the road. And this is where it comes to one of the things where, I think Brenda talked about they had availability today before they had their Sweet 16 send-off. We'll have some stuff up a little bit later at thefocustv.com. But, they talked about the non-conference schedule, how it was good for that team to face so much adversity because they've been through it this year, especially from the injury standpoint. But they've had the luxury of seeing Stanford already. And also that goes both ways with Stanford, too. You got a luxury of seeing Sweet 16 opponent. But obviously, like Maryland missing some key pieces versus Maryland fully healthy is not the same. That said, Stanford. It should be a fun one this weekend. Definitely looking forward to it. There's some WNBA prospects on that floor. ESPN is so funny, they keep a track each round, like the pretty much like the pros for the women's game each round that is still around to watch. It's so funny. Stanford and Maryland, people were not ranked prior to the Sweet 16. I'm not going to get into that. I got nothing to do with that. All of a sudden, people are in the top 5 in the rankings of players to watch this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a very fun weekend, man. Definitely looking forward to it. We're going to take our first break when we get back. Ray's going to let you guys know what the Wizards and the Go-Go have been up to. You're watching the Focus TV. We will return very shortly. Welcome back to the Focus TV as promised. Ray, the floor is yours. Washington Wizards, Capital City Go-Go. You choose which one you want to talk about first. Good news, bad news type of thing is on you.
Yeah, always get the bad news out the way first. We went from talking about some great basketball to now some not so great basketball. The Wizards, they are 1-3 since we last spoke, with losses to the Nuggets, the Knicks, and the Rockets last night. The only win coming in that stretch was against the Lakers. Um, I mean, it's the Wizards, man. Same issues as always. Inconsistent play on both ends of the floor. Um, they find success in spurts, but once adversity hits, it's back to business as usual for them. We saw that last night, which was one of their worst losses of the season. They were up by 23 at one point against the worst team in the league, and they got walked down and they lost by 18. Um, it's a young, inexperienced team was way more composed than they were. Made a couple adjustments, and Christian Wood caught fire, and that was all she wrote. Yeah, man, it is what it is at this point. This is the position they're in. Front office got some decisions to make. Of course, they're still being held hostage, in so many words, by the decisions of a certain player. But we're not gonna get into that. Once he makes his decision, and things will semi kind of start to fall into place, and they can move forward with how they're gonna build in the future. But yeah, man, they just count down these last couple weeks so they can go ahead and have their summer. But yeah, it's just continues to be embarrassing at this point. Until they decide that they're gonna be competitive and have some pride in what they do, then these are results they're gonna get. Moving on to the young guys, the Go-Go, they are 2-1 in the last week. They split a back-to-back series against Motor City Cruise. They lost 125 to 111 last Wednesday. Then they rebounded on Friday and beat the Cruise 140 to 133. Wednesday, Cassius Winston, he had his best game of the season, 24 points, 11 assists. He looked like Michigan State Cassius. He's had an up and down season. He's been injured. He's starting to just really kind of round into form coming down the back stretch here. Jordan Goodwin, he probably had his worst game of the season on Wednesday. He went 3 for 17 from the field. Only finished with 6 points, but on Friday he rebounded in a big way. Had a season high 34 points in the victory. Then following that, they defeated the Wisconsin Herd 131 to 100. That was just the Jaime Akinike and Greg Monroe show. They dominated inside. They had 20-6 and 20-10 respectively. The Go-Go, man, they went to their calling card, dominating inside and playing defense. They out rebounded the Herd 62 to 43, and they harassed them into shooting 3 for 34 from 3-point range. That's 9%, and they only turned the ball over 9 times. So and the Go-Go, they didn't shoot well from 3 in that game, but with the rebounding disparity, they pretty much negated that. So like Wilson said, man, the little things add up. If you do them, then works in your favor. If you don't, then that just decreases your margin for error. Like if you out rebound the team by 20, you can afford to miss some shots because you cleaning most of it up. They had 19 offensive rebounds as a team. So yeah, man, that also encouraged you to continue to get shots up because you're capitalizing on those opportunities and getting them back. So yeah, man, they're plugging along. They are in third in the Eastern Conference right now. So they're putting themselves in a pretty good position heading down the back stretch of the season. And yeah, man, the guys just continuing to develop. I don't think we'll see Jaime Ekanike at the G League level next season. He's really really grown throughout the year, and he's even spent some time with the Wizards. So whether I don't know if that's something Tommy wants to look at, because front court help is always a plus. But if it's not with the Wizards, I'm fairly confident we'll see him in an NBA uniform next year.
All right. Appreciate that, Ray. Real quick, DC United news before we get to a very fun and extensive round of rapid fire. The Black and Red got off to a good start in Toronto. Russell Canels made his first appearance of the season. It was great to see him back. He also scored the game's first goal. Nigel Roberto found the unmarked Canels in the box, who flicked the header to the far post that beat the keeper. As a road team, it's always a positive thing to be the first team to score. The home team would respond to their visitors in the 23rd minute off a corner kick taken by Luca Petrasso. He put the ball in the box. Michael Bradley flicked the header. He was probably at the near post, so he flicked the header to the middle of the box. And Alejandro Pozuelo, he lost his man, tapped it in. It was a very well executed corner. Toronto FC would add to their lead in the 53rd minute when Petrasso once again played a great ball into the box. This time it was from the other side. He bent the ball across the box to the back post. Well-timed run by Jonathan Osorio. Allowed him to slide and knock the ball past the knee right inside. Like it literally hugged the goalpost. And it was Osario's 50th career goal with Toronto FC. So shout out to him. The Black and Red had a few chances in this one, but it's a familiar thing. They didn't capitalize. One thing I definitely took away from this game was a partnership between Ola Kamara and Nigel Roberta. Something to keep an eye on as they go forward. Nigel's pace threatens defenses a different type of way. And he's a willing and capable passer. The pass that he's the one that had the assist to Canals for the game's opening goal. And it was a very nice pass for someone who's supposed to be putting the ball in the net. It was good to watch him show his versatility. Up next for DC United, they host Atlanta United April 2nd at home at Audi Field. Last but not least, some big news. So DC United have agreed to new terms with Rapid Vienna, Greek national team forward, Texarchis Taxi Fountas. Fountas previously signed a pre-contract to join the club as a designated player in July 2022. So DC United had that agreement in place. They thought they weren't going to see him until the summer window. The new agreement results in Fountas becoming immediately available to the first team upon receipt of his P1 visa and international trade certificate. Fountas will join the Black and Red as a designated player and has a signed contract in 2024 with the club option to extend through 2025. President of Soccer Operations Dave Casper had this to say: we're extremely excited to accelerate the acquisition of Taxi and get him integrated with the first team ahead of the initial pre-contract timeline we announced in January of a July arrival. We feel as though he's a player who's capable of making an immediate impact on the team, and it was important for us to get him here as soon as possible. Look, the quicker he gets up to speed, the better. Since Lasada's been here, that's where DC United struggle. Just being poised in the final third. Sometimes they lack the final pass. Sometimes it's just when they get an opportunity to put the ball on goal, it's having the quality to finish. And again, I know you guys heard me all last season. Oh, they didn't capitalize. The quality of your players up front is usually, usually is a great barometer for that. We're gonna get to the 9-4-50 breakdown, and when we get back, we got some rapid fire for you all. This week, Jamal Hayward will be breaking down a behind spin move as well as a between spin move. Again, a behind spin move as well as a between spin move. You're watching the Focus TV. We'll see you guys after our second break. Welcome back to the Focus TV. I want to thank Jamal Hayward for knocking out the 9-4-50 breakdown this week. All right, Cardell, what you got for us?
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We'll start on the NFL side. Start with I don't know if it was a shocking move, but a major move. The Raiders, they sent first and second round picks to the Packers for Devontae Adams. It sent the first round pick on 22nd in this year's draft, first round, 22nd pick and the 53rd pick to the Packers for Devontae Adams. Devontae will sign with the Raiders for a 5-year, $141 million deal, making him the highest paid receiver in the league. When asked, Aaron Rodgers said he was aware of the possible trade days prior to actually going down. Octavia, haven't heard from you for a while. What are your thoughts on this?
So first of all, Aaron Rodgers, he fumbled. Like, you messed this all up. Because I don't know how you decide to return to a team where you already said you don't want to rebuild. So you're looking to keep most of the people that you have, but literally him taking however long, like it took him however long, again, months, to decide if he was going to resign or not, was literally the reason why Devontae left. It's the Aaron Rodgers show, which we understand. He's the franchise, he's the guy that does everything, but Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing the ball to himself. He's throwing the ball to Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams, like, it's about time you guys respect me as well. He's been franchised the last 2 years. Obviously, he's turning 30 this year or something like that. He doesn't want to continue to play on a franchise tag. He wants a long-term deal, and he deserves a long-term deal. So I'm not surprised in that sense. I'm surprised that Aaron Rodgers, being as close as he is with Devontae Adams, did not realize that he needed to make his decision earlier, especially because at the end of the season, he said just that. I know I need to make my decision so Devontae and them knows what they need to do. But he still drug it out for as long as he possibly could. He's going back and forth. Is he going to play this year? Maybe he'll play this year. Maybe I won't play next year. So then Devontae's like, well, why would I sign a long-term contract with you with the Packers? And Aaron can decide not to play next year. And here I am stuck with nobody to throw the ball to me. So let me go on down to Vegas with my homeboy, who I know ain't gonna lie to me, and he gonna tell me the truth. And we know he don't want to leave Las Vegas, because I think that this was possibly one other reason that he's really gonna stay in Las Vegas. Because if you're even thinking about it, like, they got a new regime there, and it was gonna be up to McDaniels to figure out did he really want to keep Carr, because he's coming up on a contract talks as well. So him signing, in my opinion, him getting Devontae to come is like, yeah, so y'all need me, because Devontae only came because I'm here, so you can't get rid of me either. So it all worked out for them. Not so much for the Packers. I mean, Aaron got paid, and I guess that's all he really cared about, is he got paid, and then he could decide if he wants to get paid again next year, or if he wants to go jump off a waterfall next year. Who knows with Aaron Rodgers? It's just so much drama behind it. It's like, do you want to play or don't you? It's like, he's 38, but I feel like he's acting like he's 18 when it comes to situations like this. Like, make a decision, and he cost him his best receiver. So they better hope they get somebody good in the draft, because Randall Cobb, I don't even know if they even re-signed Valdez Scantling yet. They lost St. Brown. I don't know who Aaron's going to throw the ball to. So Randall Cobb better get, hope his knees don't break, because he's old too. So good luck to them. But he just made it a lot harder for them in a division that was already kind of a cakewalk for them. We know they own that division pretty much, but now you're making it that much harder for you to get out of your division and get back to another divisional championship, which you haven't been in the last who knows how long. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Octavia, go ahead and get in shape, man. He gonna need some help. He's millions.
He's gonna have to break me off half his contract. Like, I need the money too. He ain't left no money for nobody to do anything. Like, all the money he took and then he lost. I mean, and let me first say too, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go back, but the fact that Rasul Douglas is really about to get paid is just really irking me, because he was horrible when he played for us. Now all of a sudden he is an end all be all out there. Like, we got to make sure we re-sign Rasul Douglas. So that's one thing. But he's getting paid. But then they let go of Zadarius Smith and all these other pieces that they're missing out on now, all because Aaron wants the bag, and who knows if he even won't be here next year. It's just ridiculous. Okay, I'm done.
They say gas went up, we can't afford it, dog. So
right. He probably walk anyway. He's probably so into the environment. He makes sure that he walks everywhere, so he's not polluting the air. It's like, get out of here, Aaron.
I'm talking about the Packers. They like the gas when they can't afford it. That's why they let everybody go.
Aaron, like, I need all the money because I just do.
Aaron
I don't know why.
Aaron don't give a damn.
I mean,
like, that's their problem. I don't know what to tell you.
Which in one aspect I get, because I advocate for players getting their money. I understand that, but at the expense of you like trying to win, because ain't that the only reason why you still here? Because you're pushing 40. You're pushing 40, and yeah, I mean, you won the MVP twice, back-to-back years, but you haven't won a championship since 2010. Like, so is that not the only reason why you're still like you've done everything else? So I don't understand it at this point. Like, I'm not saying he has to go do exactly what Brady did or anything like that. I mean, Brady should really be the one doing what Aaron Rodgers is doing. Like, man, I got 7 of them. Just give me my money. But he got enough money. I mean, I'm sure Giselle saved a lot of money over there too. I mean, his ex-baby mama, she got enough money too. She don't need none for him either.
Lord Jesus, you taking this? Whoa.
I'm saying his first wife is an actress, so she good. She's still on TV.
You talking about baby mom? Oh Lord.
So I'm saying he don't need the money either, but he want to win. So I don't know what Aaron wants to do.
But I'll tell you, you should know better than anyone. It's not that athletes. It's the spotlight. It's like a drug. That's really what it's about.
Oh, it's definitely that.
I mean, that's the main thing. He got bread. Like, you know it on a lower level dealing with these Pitts League, Summer League guys. They swear they NBA players, dog. Like, you don't get me started on that. So imagine Aaron Rodgers.
They be like, you gonna post my picture? Who you voting for?
Oh Jesus.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all gonna do my interview? What? You had 2 rebounds. What are you talking about?
How his highlights go before mine? Sir.
We gonna ban you. How you gonna ban me from getting credentials? Y'all don't got credentials.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm done.
Oh man. But no, hey man, Devontae Adams got a long-term deal for big money, and he got to move from Green Bay to Vegas. Winner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he came out nice. Green Bay, on the other hand, I bid you good fortune in the wars to come. Yeah, man, and they got that goofball at quarterback just wrecking everything. That's the guy. So
I don't know who he's gonna throw the ball to.
They gotta live with it. Hey man, look, he got to figure it out.
Better for your Cowboys and Eagles. So y'all happy about that?
Hey, look,
Mr. Wilson. See you laughing a lot over there. You got a lot on your mind. Go ahead.
Look, man, that's y'all, man. I'm just here. Look, that's on Aaron. And everyone's like, who he's going to throw to. I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say this. He ain't throw to everybody, not named Devontae, anyways. So
that's why I don't understand it, though. Hey. The only person you throw the ball to, you don't care if he's here anymore.
I watched him ignore people wide open against games against my team because he wanted to throw in triple coverage to Devontae because that's just what he believed in. Which again, if like Octavia said, it's kind of weird where if you trust that guy that much, you would think that you want to make sure we both get the bag to stay here. But that goes back to some of those things. Sometimes like people not putting the proper respect on people. I feel like Devontae Adams, Green Bay has routinely disrespected this man's value to that organization each and every year. Each and every year, you cater to the quarterback. It is a 2-person thing going on over there. Devontae's been amazing. He's been one of the best wide receivers in the league for a while now. And I think what Green Bay thought was, oh, you've been cool with it before. Aaron's going to do Aaron things. You'll still be here. And Devontae was like, I might be and I might not. I want 30. Y'all got the plan like, oh, we'll offer you 24. You know how the NFL gets playing. Man really meant 30. So he took 28, but he took 28 away from you. He's not living in that frigid behind weather. He's from the Bay to begin with. He's going back to his college teammates and, he's probably trying to win. So I'm not knocking for that. I know the Raiders aren't exactly the upper echelon of the league, but like I'm looking at the Packers right now with what you've lost. You're looking up at the Raiders. Like the Raiders got Chandler Jones to be like, forget the rest of the league. I'm going there. And again, what the Raiders were missing was one of these, and one of these should not be available. We've seen Bill O'Brien do this with the Texans or whatever. To me, this is even worse because that was just somebody
Yeah.
being stupid and fumbling the back. You knew what you had. There was no reason. And secondly, this happened after that. There was precedent.
Yeah.
Why were you disrespecting this man to that magnitude? You just thought he was going to wait around waiting for Aaron? Why should he? One of the best receivers in the league. How hard is it to throw somebody who stays wide open in freaking football? And then, I get again, but shout out to Green Bay, man. You do what you got to do. Their whole wide receiving core is free agents right now, but shout out to y'all, man.
I mean, they got Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, whoever Jawan Winfrey is, and whoever Malik Taylor is. That's it. These are your wide receivers. I don't even know who they tight ends are anymore.
They don't work with the tongue.
I hope the Packers scouting department on point. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving forward, staying with the NFL though, Atlanta Falcons trade Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts, and also reach a 2-year deal with Marcus Mariota. Atlanta traded Ryan on Monday to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2022 third-round draft pick. The Falcons moved quickly to add Ryan's possible successor, agreeing to a 2-year contract with Marcus Mariota, who is familiar with Coach Arthur Smith's offensive scheme from their time together with the Tennessee Titans. Mariota's deal is worth 2 years, $18.75 million. What are your thoughts on this exchange of quarterbacks? We're going to start with you, Ray.
I mean, yeah, they're in a position where they got to just tear the whole house down and start from scratch. They haven't been very successful lately, and then with this Calvin Ridley mess, it's just time to start over with a clean slate, man. And getting rid of Matt Ryan, I think Mariota was the best they was going to do in this situation. It kind of feels like that was already a foregone conclusion before they even made the deal because of the quick turnaround and, like you said, the previous relationship. But yeah, man, they're starting over completely, and they need to. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, man, that's they not in a good spot. And like I said, it really made it that much worse. So yeah, it's time to turn the page, man. And and they put Matt Ryan in, he's not in a bad spot, so yeah, it's not like they just sent him to serve out his days in the Night's Watch. So yeah, man, I think everybody kind of got what they wanted out of this. Ryan, he put in a lot of work for them, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they had a conversation about, where can we land you where you'll be happy, one of those type deals. But yeah, they got work to do down there in Atlanta.
Wilson?
Yeah, I'm happy for Matt Ryan. I think the Colts did right. Not the Colts, I'm sorry. The Falcons did right by him because the type of situation it was. He already had to go through last year. The direction things are heading at the moment. You did right by him. And I like the Mariota thing because I'm not going to lie. Like, why leave names out of this? Why pay some of the other twos that could have possibly been available when you can get somebody who's already been in your system? And the other thing is, like, it has flexibility for, say you decide that in this year's draft, you have the guy who you think could grow into, the person under center in this year's draft. There's no pressure to play him immediately. You got Marcus there who's been a vet, still obviously has some left in the tank. And he's familiar with the coach too, where he can learn underneath someone. Say your guy's not in this class. You have someone that's comfortable in coach's system. And you look forward to next year, but again, I think they did the right thing. They kicked the tires on Deshaun. They tried to hit a home run, came up short. Asked Matthew where he would like to end his career at, whether it be here or, go try to win something. And kudos to him. And I love the migration of talented players from the NFC to the AFC. I'm a big fan of this. I hope it continues. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You ain't gotta make that face, man. We gotta play. We got AFC West on the whole AFC West on the schedule this year, so it's gonna be like at least 5 times this year where I'm like, can y'all please go back home? Please go back home. But yeah, I'm happy for Matt Ryan though.
I'll tell you.
I agree. I'm so glad everybody is leaving the NFC and going on over to the AFC. Leave us alone over here. So I'm good with that part of it. But and no, in all actuality, I really like the Matt Ryan to the Colts situation. I think it actually is probably the best fit for anybody else that was out there. Matt Ryan is a poised veteran, and that's all they need. And I mean, from the reports that I've heard, it was somewhat with Carson Wentz leaving, it had somewhat to do with his presence in the locker room and how he leads men, I guess, however you want to put it. And I think Matt Ryan is the complete opposite of that. He's been doing it for so long that it comes natural to him in that position at this point. So I think it was a great pickup for them. Like I said, like they knew they are only one piece away, really, which was the quarterback. And it wasn't that Carson was terrible as far as throwing and things like that. He just has really, really bad, poor decision making, and you don't really see too much of that from Matt Ryan anymore. I'm granted everybody has their issues at times, but you don't really see stuff like that from Matt Ryan. He's legitimately a veteran, and he's looking to win a championship. He's looking to get rid of the whole stigma of being up 28-3. I'm sure he is tired of hearing about it. So I'm sure he's really looking forward to having an offensive line that will protect him because, again, he's old. Handing the ball off to a Jonathan Taylor and then realizing that he has a good defensive core as well. So I think it really works out well from him. For the Marcus Mariota, I think he's lucky as hell because nobody was thinking about Marcus Mariota at all. I think he was he in Las Vegas? I mean, he got hurt. He got hurt this year from like one play, and I was like, why is he even in the game? Like, what is happening right now? So he's lucky as hell to be in the position that he's in. Like you said, back with a coach that he's familiar with, a system and scheme that he's used to. So if he wants to continue to play in the NFL and possibly get a starting job somewhere one day, like this is his audition. Because like you said, the Falcons are in a complete rebuild, getting rid of Matt Ryan. I mean, they have the hugest dead cap ever, like ever. I mean, the only person I really kind of feel bad for this is Kyle Pitts, because like Kyle Pitts is just being wasted now. It's like he's just, I guess I'll just be here. You know, hopefully Mariota can get him the ball, but we know Mariota's better at running than throwing, in my opinion. But I feel more for Kyle Pitts. I mean, I think Cordero Patterson is staying as well. So I mean, the Falcons are in a rebuild. You know, I don't really see much happening for them this year. But I think it worked out well for everybody, you know, considering, you know, they, like you said, they swung the bat, tried to go for the fences to get Deshaun, playing on the fact that Deshaun is from not too far from there. He was a ball boy for them. He knows the owner, stuff like that, but didn't work out. It seems like Deshaun wanted to go elsewhere. So I think all in all, it was the best outcome that they could get out of the situation. And I definitely think it was 100% classy that they did let Matt Ryan vet different places of where he could possibly want to go and who would be interested in him, because he's done so much for that franchise.
Gotcha. Next question. New York City mayor says Nets, Knicks, Yankees, Mets will have to wait for loosening COVID-19 vaccination restrictions. New York Mayor Eric Adams reiterated that while he remains optimistic about the COVID-19 related numbers he's seeing, the city's professional sports teams are going to have to wait their turn as far as potential vaccination mandate rollbacks are concerned. Right now, we're going to take some complaints, Adams said during the Tuesday morning news conference, announcing that masks will be optional for daycare students between the ages of 2 and 4, starting April 4. But when this is all said and done, people are going to realize this is a thoughtful administration. We got it right. So baseball, basketball, businesses, all of those things, they have to wait until that layer comes. The layer that seems like the Nets, Knicks, Yankees, and Mets are all waiting on is a rollback of the private employer mandate, which does not allow employees to work in the office, or in this case, players to play for their teams if they are not vaccinated against COVID. Net star Kyrie Irving, who is not vaccinated, has made it clear he won't get the vaccine, has not been able to play in any games in New York City this season because of the mandate. We're going to do it in the right way, Adam said. We're going to follow the science. We're going to make the right decisions. And in New York, no matter what you do, this is 8.8 million people and 30 million opinions, so you're never going to satisfy New Yorkers, so you must go with the logic, your heart, and science. Oh, Wilson, there you go. It's on you, buddy.
I was trying to look down, man. I make eye contact, man. I feel like a bad kid in class or something, man. Like, leave me alone, teacher. But nah, like, I'm not shocked. You know, I'm happy the mayor understands where he's at. Like, it's New York, man. Nobody's gonna be happy, even when you do the clearly right thing. Just because it's New York, there's a ton of contrarians there. None bigger than one of them that you mentioned already. That plays for the Nets. You know, it's one of these things. Nothing's gonna change until it changes. So for me, it's just kind of like it is what it is. Hopefully, you know, the mayor and company, they stand by their guidelines, but there's also the part of we don't know if he can say all this, and next Thursday is the private sector's turn for the thing being rolled back. Like there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know when. Like, he didn't give us a finite date or whatever. It just hasn't happened yet. And again, like Ray has said routinely, there's an answer for this. There's literally an answer for this. So it is what it is. I have nothing further to add. I'm just here tonight for jokes. I have nothing else to contribute here.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Same. I'm actually tired of talking about it, to be completely honest. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing them complain about it. Katie's sad. Kyrie's sad. He's frustrated. Oh my God, I can't play. But I could sit on the sideline and go in the locker room and get us fined $50,000. Let's start with that. And the mayor won't listen to me. Like, who are you, bro? Like, my thing is this is a great example and lesson for athletes. Everything does not revolve around you. Granted, don't get me wrong, I understand the mandate sounds crazy. The fact that he can sit on the court side, but he can't play, I don't get it either. I get it. It sounds ridiculous. But what people have to realize are rules are rules. Like, these rules, like I didn't want it. Like, there are plenty of people like I've heard so many commentators say, like, at ESPN, they'll say, I didn't necessarily want to get it, but my job said I had to get it, and I need a paycheck. So I'm gonna get a paycheck. Like, I don't understand. And it's like, just like Wilson just said, what Ray says all the time, this can be fixed. But if that's the hill that you want to die on, then you're gonna die on that hill, realizing that they could potentially win it all if you get a shot. That's it. That's all you gotta do. They didn't even say you gotta get a booster. They didn't say you gotta get whatever 12 other boosters that's probably gonna come out. They didn't say that. They just say you gotta get vaccinated. That's it. You could probably even just get the Johnson & one. It's only one shot.
They want him to get on the court, Octavia.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to help out as much as I can. I ain't got that one either, but I'm just saying, it's only one, so you ain't got to get 2 doses.
You might as well get Hustle Man on the street.
I mean, he might as well call him AB's chef friend and just get a fake card at this point. Like, I'm so over this. Like, at this point, like, I'm tired of talking about it. It's like, is he going to play? I mean, what? He gets to play in, like 2 more games for the rest of the season? And it's like they're just banking on the fact that, yeah, you know, it's going to be lifted by the time the playoffs start. You okay? That's fine. Don't end up having to play the Raptors in the playing game. Because you still can't go there either. Like, and Canada ain't changing nothing at all.
Oh, they're not playing.
I mean, they kicked their own team out of Canada last year.
They were
like, come on.
You'd be stuck over there.
So I get it, but I'm just tired of hearing them cry about it. Like, I feel like every press conference after a game is, oh, you know, if we had KD, I mean, if we had Kyrie, KD's tired. He has to carry everything. And then Ben Simmons, you know, He got a herniated disc, even though he's been out for 12 years at this point. I'm done.
Oh man, yeah, they do cry too much. It's getting old. It's bad. Ray.
Yeah, I'm with Octavia, man. I'm tired of it. I was tired of it in August. Get it or don't, but all this my choice stuff. Live with your choice. You made the choice. Stop talking about it every week. It is what it is. And yeah, the mandate it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But hey man, that's the choice you made. And rules are rules, like Octavia said, even when they don't make sense. Like if you're driving at 1 a.m. and you're the only car on the road and you're speeding, you're still gonna get a speeding ticket. You can't. Well, I was the only car on the road. Yeah, well, it's a speed limit sign that you need to adhere to,
That's
and
a
you didn't.
great
So,
example.
so you're gonna go ahead and get this letter in the mail. Like dog, like it's and the fact I'm more irritated by the fact that so many people are in support of this madness.
Oh, because don't get me started on Jay Williams. Like I get tired of
Oh
him.
my
Like
God, that
I'm like, are
what?
you his best friend? Are you and Kyrie best friends, bro? Because like
He the other woman.
he don't want to hear nothing about
He's
it
the
at
other
all.
woman.
He's like, no,
Kyrie
you
girl.
guys aren't realizing this is unprecedented. We should respect Kate. I was like, God, Kate,
respect him for
man.
what?
man, I put him on mute every time he comes on my TV. Just know that. I'm
Him
like,
and Perk.
nope.
Yeah.
Perk getting a little bit better, slightly.
Y'all want to know
But
what the worst part of this though? I don't even think dude could hold on long enough on his own word. He's going to end up taking that shot before the postseason, which makes this whole year null and void.
And I'm going to laugh.
Like no
I'm
and
going to
void.
laugh.
Just
extremely
remember
hard.
saying this now, right? And he's going to try to twist it for the people that have been riding with him, for conforming for the sake of his team. I can hear it. Like I can hear it now, man. Like I
you gotta be
legit
here
can
for
hear
my
it.
brothers.
I legit can hear it. You left them folks all year,
Dead. You left us for dead.
but I can hear it. Like, and those that are riding with him, the masses are going to turn around and go with him. But I'm just saying I can see it, man. But
For me, and I agree with all y'all said, but for me, I look at it like this: if you got hurt and you needed surgery, you'll be willing to just lay on the table, let some random person cut into your leg, knee, or whatever, and get you back on the court so you can keep making those millions. But a little teeny shot,
It's the
it's
principle.
causing this big of a headache.
not the
It's the
principality.
principle. It's the principle behind it.
It's
You guys are
little
telling me I have to and I don't want to.
That's all it is. His ego, and he's the ultimate contrarian. He just gotta go against what everything is doing. He's just one of those dudes. And it's just like, yo, you just difficult for no reason, man. And like y'all said, I'm tired of seeing these dudes in the league cry, dog. We just want to see y'all hoop. Like, what makes you think we want to hear y'all talk?
I don't. I really wish they would stop doing.
Like, y'all really on my man, Submarine, whatever his name is from Batman, the Dark Knight series. Y'all, that's why I'm at with y'all. What makes you think we want to hear y'all talk, dog? It's hoop, and then y'all go away to the next game. Because y'all just cry too much. It's always crying. Like, it's like, man, I don't even want to say it's females, because even the WNBA players hold it down more than them, dog. Like, damn, dog. Outside of like bucking, at the men and stuff, man, or crying about media coverage, they just hoop, they be chilling. Like, it's that bad, bro. And I'm like, Katie, he a grown man. He don't need you always standing up for him, man. Like, and Jay Will, that's how he got his job, though. He got to ride with them because it's no use of him if he not making those guys happy to keep some type of inside. Like, you can fool the masses. We're in media. We know the game. So we know what's going on. It just is what it is. But you can't say that. Do your thing with the ladies. That ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? But then cry about a needle. You taking risk in other ways, bro. So it ain't really about health, is it? So let's just stop there. Okay, last question. A fan asked me to ask this. Lord Jesus, try to stay away, man. The guy in LA.
Oh God.
the guy in LA, I was at the game, second all time in scoring. Does his longevity make him the GOAT? I'm gonna let y'all answer. We're gonna start with y'all. Y'all free that.
No. We can wrap the show up now. Oh, okay. No, I wish I would stop.
Like, because if you're worse for longer, that doesn't make you better.
I mean, he had to do like all of that for a lot of years because there was nobody else. And he wasn't doing it.
Listen, I just gave myself a rule. I just deal with him when we had to cover him. I just don't even like. This is at that point because it's just overkill.
It's killing me too.
It's killing the game. It's just overkill. And a lot of people try to say that it was the same way for Mike. Like, no, they talked about other players and they talked about Mike when they had to, though. But this is just overkill, and it's ridiculous. Look, in all seriousness, amazing longevity. No, don't get it twisted. We've seen plenty of athletes come through that don't take their body serious, don't take their craft serious, completely. And they flame out. And it's like, damn, dog, you messed up. Like, you had a chance to do some special things, and on top of that, get the money and stuff like that, supply a type of future where your families will be for generations. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and you cheated the game and stuff. Like, we all, no disrespect, but I'm pretty sure we all saw the Beasley thing or whatnot. And he talking about all the help. No doubt he went through pain, but none of that video you really saw him take ownership of something.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
Well, we all know he acted like a jag. For one, Wilson went in the locker room. He played for the Knicks because we always try to take care of the hometown guys. I don't talk to the media. Okay. You ain't got to talk.
I think he forgot that we actually knew. I think he forgot that people actually know him.
But that's the non-accountable stuff I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So that's when you look at LeBron, you be like, look at dog. You managed to do what you do, invest in whatever $1-2 million in your body, smart investment because it's made you a billionaire. Respect to you, dog. But if somebody did something better than you, gets better competition, accomplish more in less time, what are we talking about? I just don't understand this. Like, the dog, it's just Clutch a mean engine. I get Clutch credit, though. They mean with it. They are far worse. They might be their own media company, and really they're not. They're just an agency. Their media company is far more powerful than anything I've ever seen. Like that dog, and they really trying to push it. But I grew up with the understanding from old school cats and uncles, my pops, and all that. They like, dog, if you that, you don't really got to even speak on that. It's known to you that. And y'all literally for a decade, not y'all, but like people for a decade plus have been trying to pump this narrative that he's better. It's just like, yo, if he was that, it'd be consensus. He wouldn't even have to pump it. We would say that. Just like we said that about Mike. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, that's why I got ignored because it's just getting away from basketball. And the fact that team is ass. Like, what are we talking about? Why don't we focus on good things? Like, how about Devin Booker being in MVP conversation? Because he's carrying the team without Chris Paul. They're still winning. They ain't missed a beat. Why don't we talk about stuff like that matters in the game of basketball? This is a false thing. But one of the Outlook fans, well, a couple of them actually hit me and said, y'all, what you think? Can you ask them? Sure. All right. I asked the panel, so that's my answer.
The answer is no for whoever answers. At least my answer is no. I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody at this point. The answer is no.
Well, I've been here for years.
Yeah, if somebody ever is better than Mike, it ain't gonna be no conversation. It's gonna be obvious, and there's some things you're gonna have to do to get there. Like, I mean, you can't ignore the entirety of the career. Like that's impressive that he's still here. Like Ardell said, after all this time, but we gonna talk about him not playing defense for the last 7 years.
We're gonna talk about
movement era.
We're gonna talk about load management.
Easier for guys to do what they do.
We're gonna talk about having to get with arguably top 5 player at their position and another All NBA guy, and then
I mean he's basically a GM.
Mike got 2 3-peats, man, and he did all this maneuvering and can't get one. Like, so I don't know. Like, I I've never been a fan of even comparing people to Mike, because I think it's disrespectful to him. The work that he put
It's
in,
blasphemy.
like, honestly, man, the standard he set for you to compare somebody before they even sniff that, like, that's crazy to me, man. Like, it's just, and it's ruined. It's ruined the way people talk about the game. Like, it's just ruined everything. Like, if you still gotta have this conversation after 20 years, that should tell you something.
And try to play it from all different types of angles.
Yeah, man. Like, it's no way you could spin it where where he's that. Like, if two people dating for 20 years, they ain't never getting married. Like, it is what it is, man.
Give up hope.
Glorified side chick, shorty.
Like, this really needs to stop, man. Like, and it's done. The funny thing about it is, it's done more of a disservice to LeBron than it's helped him. Because if people would just appreciate what he's done, like, he's undoubtedly one of the greatest to ever do it. But you constantly comparing him to an unattainable goal. Like, once 2011 hit,
it was a wrap.
It was out the window, man. You can't have that on your resume and be compared to a dude that always rose to the occasion at the highest level. Like that. That's it, man. So,
and LeBron fed that too. He can't. I'm the GOAT when they beat the Warriors and stuff like that. But then you run from KD in the next two finals. Your rival
got smoked. Like, you won one finals game in 2 years.
And the only people that vouch for him in the media that's always doing this are people with clutch connections. You know what I'm saying? Like, Perk, I get it. He kept the league past when you should have been in the league. I get it, though. He got you some extra paydays. Jay Will, same, clutch, be on the show. I get it. But, like, it's just old, man. That's why I just don't even like talking about it, because it's literally everywhere, every day, man. Like, this dude don't got to play. What has LeBron ate today? Does that make him GOAT? It's like, dude. It's ridiculous, man. And like you say, it ain't just ruined basketball; it's actually ruined sports coverage, media.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, they try to twist it every single way. Oh, Mike didn't play with social media, how he handled it. Well, obviously, these dudes can't even handle trash talking fans. So what are we talking about here? Like,
I told you that's what I don't like. It's like, I feel like they're trying to justify it in so many different ways. Like, when you have to try to find a different angle every time you have an argument or a discussion with somebody about it, it's not it. Like, championships don't count. What?
That's why I just leave it alone, man. And
why don't they?
And to piggyback on what you said, Ray, my last point, like, Russell Westbrook was a player I didn't think could be broken mentally. Like,
yeah.
And he got broke because of him playing bad and people messing with him. So, and I feel like he's one of the most mentally tough players in this era. So I know they talk about all this social media stuff, like, them dudes in the old school one kid, because unlike today, see, the people in the studio, they were in the locker room saying that, writing books, and like, like, to me, that's much more tough. Like, Smith wrote a whole book about Mike, and then was in the locker room like, hey, you don't think Mike wanted to knock his ass out? Like, what the my face? Oh, he's really bold. Not on the studio on the other side of the country talking trash and all that. Call me Westbrook. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't make this stuff up, dog. Like, come on, dog.
It was funny though. Like, I mean, I just think it's hilarious every time he shoots. Like, people just back up. I was like, I let him shoot too. If I lose because Russell Westbrook hit like back-to-back threes, I deserve to lose. But I'm sorry, I'm done.
They giving Westbrook the "he with us" treatment.
Gosh.
Yeah, man, it's been bad. Because, like I told you, I've been watching the games just to see how bad it is.
And they give Melo the Bertans treatment. Get him pick and roll.
Oh Lord.
When they lost to the Rockets, Jalen Green, he was just like, yeah, the game plan was just go right at Melo. I was like, well, damn, okay. I was like,
if he was real petty, he should have posted that new video of Lala. Let me chill, dog. Let me chill. Said, chill, mellow my man, dog. That's what they be going with. If it was Embiid or something like that, I can see him doing that. They eliminate the dude, man. Oh.
That's what makes it fun. Like when they lost to the Timberwolves and Russ shot that air ball, Cat was like,
"Had bad effect."
All right, I'm done talking about people.
All right, Lakers and LeBron are banned unless they do something significant in the play-in. So.
Oh yeah, please. I'm so happy that's the last question.
Oh, even if they do, they're gonna lose in the next round.
Right.
Yeah, but it's okay because AD's coming back, guys. He's coming back to save the day.
I got y'all gonna take this dude on the Wizards.
You said what?
Y'all took AD on the Wizards.
You already no.
The fact that
I said no.
No.
I was about to say something petty. That's why I said
no. Hear me out. You shouldn't even have to think that with his talent. You should. Oh hell yeah.
Oh no.
I even have to ask that. It tells you all you need to know.
You're like,
oh my god. Yeah.
You do gotta kind of think for it. So you're like, street clothes ain't gonna be there. It's cool.
Oh boy. Yeah, like y'all said,
that channel will get taken down, dog. So we already done. It's over.
The math isn't mathing on the whole LeBron thing, man. Anytime it's a 17-year-long campaign that has to be run, you gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it go. Like
he's been trying to be better than Mike since I was like 17.
Like it is. I'm just ready for the campaign to end. Like, and like you guys all mentioned several times, like you're doing a disservice to what he brought to the game. Like it's one of the greatest of all time, man. Let him stand on that. That's cool. But y'all keep bringing up other stuff, then you look under the hood, and we bring up some of those horrendous blemishes. 11, my favorite, 17, 18, where we literally got to watch, a slasher flick played out in front of everybody's eyes. They just couldn't get away from Michael Myers. He just kept popping up. But yeah, I'm happy that's the last question. Thanks for asking it. Shout out to that person. I hope we get
whoever the person is, just don't ask no more Laker questions, please.
Yeah, just better questions.
Regular outlook.
Oh man, we'll see you this week. That's cool. We'll see you soon, and we appreciate all y'all that tune in. Outlook and to the Focus TV. Thanks for spending time with us this week. We'll be back next week, I'm sure. Should be what's it called? We should be around we'll know who's in the Final Four next week.
Yeah.
Right? We should know who's in the Final Four next week because it's 16 and an 8 this weekend. Yeah. So yeah. So we have an idea on both sides of the bracket what it really looks like. NBA wise, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the regular season.
That's the excitement.
Man, we're like,
we're
like 2 weeks away from that, man.
Get a couple weeks off, man.
Week off. Where's the week off, boss? Where's the week off? But don't forget, you can check us out every week, Focus TV. Also obviously get over to thefocustv.com. Wednesday mornings, our Roku channel. If you have a Roku television or device, all you got to do is type in the search box, the Focus TV. If you watch us on DCTV, if you're outside the city, you can watch us on the website on dctv.org, Friday nights, 10 p.m. You can also check the schedule there for when the show re-airs throughout the weekend. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you soon.